Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's morning for me at least, a Saturday morning. And my plan today is to go to the Maryland side of the DMV and to get some Pakistani breakfast food. The Pakistani restaurants around the DC area typically serve specials on the weekends, so I'm going to take advantage of that. There's a place in Rockville that serves breakfast, a Pakistani place. So I'm going to go to Rockville to begin my day and probably get some lunch as well since I'm in Montgomery County. So my plan for this episode is to get breakfast and lunch, Pakistani food. Let's get started. The pakoras here consist of onions and potatoes, slithers of onions and potatoes that are cut and look vaguely like French fries. They're battered together, and so they come out once fried in a big mass of battered and fried potatoes and onions. And it comes with what looks like a chutney, a mint chutney maybe. And so let me try it. Wow. There's definitely masala in the batter, and that comes out quite prominently in this pakora. Wow. That's good. You get the sharpness from the onions and the kind of French fry crispness of those potatoes, and the masala flavor. Wow, it's pretty good. And when you dip it in the mint chutney, that raises it to the next level. Excellent pakoras. Now, I don't know necessarily if this is a breakfast item that you would eat in Pakistan, but I like these a lot. All right, the next item up is the nihari. The nihari is made from beef. Basically, it's a stewed beef shank, and it's a popular item in Pakistan, though not necessarily and exclusively a breakfast item, but it is commonly eaten for breakfast, I believe, in Pakistan. So you take some of the tender beef and you eat it with the tandoori naan. So that's how it's typically eaten. It comes with a side dish of cilantro, jalapenos, and ginger, and a wedge of lemon. Okay, so I ripped off a big section of the naan, and I'm gonna dive in, get a piece of the nahari, some of that luscious gravy, maybe a few sprigs of ginger, a little bit of cilantro, and here I go. That gravy is so hearty. There's a lot going on in that gravy. It's savory and lush and beefy. The meat itself is ultra tender, fall apart tender. You could just dip the naan into the gravy and go to town with that. I'm sure there's masala spices in here. I can see the ghee kind of floating on top. Wow, that's potent and flavorful. There's a hint of spice in there. I mean, you can definitely taste the heat. There's a spicy element to it, but it's not overbearing at all. It just complements the meat very well. Okay, the centerpiece of this Pakistani meal, this Pakistani breakfast, is the halwa puri, which is a popular breakfast meal in Pakistan. It consists of some yogurt, some potatoes, the halwa, of course, the showpiece, some puri bread, and some chana, which is the chickpeas. And so you take the puri, break it off, and you eat it together with the various items. And whoa, when you unwrap those puri breads that they give you, It's quite large. It is a big puri. Now puri is unleavened fry bread, basically. It's fried, I believe. Sometimes it comes out a little bit puffy but it's always round. So it comes out puffy and round typically. So I'm going to start with the chickpeas. Wow, excellent. I don't know exactly what's in the chana, but it is freaking delicious. Some sort of masala, obviously. I can taste the butter, the ghee. Again, I don't know the exact ingredients that are in there, but it is just freaking delicious. It's soft, flavorful, bursting. Goes so well with the puri. Okay, I'm trying the potatoes next. Another winner. Excellent potatoes. And this puri, holy crap, you could wrap almost anything in it and it would taste delicious. This bread is so kind of elasticy, but in a good way. So it's firm yet soft. It has a kind of fry texture to it. It's fresh, very fresh. So this is just excellent puri. Wow. Not spicy, but you just get a burst of potato flavor with each bite. I'm going to try the yogurt now. I'm dipping the puri into that now. Whoa. So you have the cool, refreshing yogurt, which is quite thin, actually. It's not really gloppy and thick, but there's herbs in there and chopped up onions. And so this thing is really good. It's like eating yogurt with kind of herbal notes in it. I had to go back and get some more of the puri to clean up and finish the halwa puri meal. And holy crap, fresh puri straight from the kitchen. Straight from the kitchen, fresh puri, quite big. And wow, it's blistered and again, really thin, really crisp. But let me work on this halwa puri set some more. Wow, look at this puri. Wow, that halwa is so good. Slightly sweet, ooh, grainy, like delicious putty, basically. The chana. Wow. Okay. How many times have I said wow? But wow. These chickpeas are just bursting with flavor. I think that's probably my favorite of the set. As much as I like the halwa. They really made some excellent chickpeas. They made some killer chickpeas. Well, I'm in Cloverly, Maryland now, way up here on New Hampshire Avenue, past what they call Highway to Heaven. It's a stretch of New Hampshire Avenue here in Montgomery County that is known for their religious institutions. So the highway here, or the road here, is lined with religious buildings, churches, temples, and there's a famous mosque a Muslim community center right down the street here. So I'm at a shopping center where there's a well-known Pakistani restaurant. It's called Kabob N Karahi. So this place is called Kabob N Karahi. So it made sense to get a kebab order and also a karahi, one of the karahis on the menu. So I got the chicken karahi and the lamb kebab. For those of you who don't know, a karahi refers to the actual vessel. It looks like a wok, a miniature wok basically. It's a metal, concave metal vessel where the chicken or other meats are cooked in. And the word karahi refers both to the vessel and also the dish itself. So in other words, the karahi is cooked in a karahi. A karahi is a tomato-based stew, kind of. So it's always tomato-based. You have a choice of meat. Chicken is a very popular choice. So it's cooked down in the karahi for a period of time with tomatoes, spices, chilies, and lots of butter, I think. So in the end, it comes out very saucy and thick. So the karahi is not chunks of filet meat. It's bone-in chicken. So if you're going to eat this, you're going to have to negotiate around the bones. I've had a lot of experience eating bone-in chicken. Growing up eating Chinese food, chicken was often prepared that way. But there are no chopsticks here. We got naan to hold the chicken and the meat and to dip into the karahi sauce. I ripped off a piece of naan. I'm going to dive in with the naan like a little mitten. You definitely have to watch out for the bones. Let me just get a piece of chicken by itself. Wow. That's super tender meat. One thing I can tell right away is that this chicken was cooked for a long time, seasoned very well, and it's moist. So the sauce itself is kind of fiery looking. It's very red, very oily. Reminds me of the Szechuan dishes that I enjoy, with that kind of oily red sheen on top. You know, there's something about bone-in meats. You know how people say meat on the bone tastes better? Based on this, I'm not going to argue with that because this chicken is very good. And sometimes you think, well, you know, they cooked it so long, maybe it's dry. Not at all. Very moist, very flavorful chicken. And so I got the lamb kebab as well. And they take the kebab meat off the skewer and they serve it to you on a plate with the choice of sides. And I got the rice and vegetables, as they call it. It looks like a kind of tomato-based slurry of different vegetables. Looks like peas and potatoes on top of some basmati rice. And of course, chunks of skewered lamb. The lamb meat is very tender, and you taste, the residue of the fire with which it was cooked. You taste the charcoal, the smoke that was used to prepare the meat. I wouldn't say the smokiness is like some sort of barbecue smoke that you would get in like southern barbecue, but it's certainly there. It's perceptible. Well, I had to finish my meal off with dessert, and there's no better way to do it than with this. It's kulfi, otherwise known as Indian or Pakistani ice cream. So essentially they have their own kind of ice cream in the Indian subcontinent. So this is very popular in Pakistan. It's a very dense kind of ice cream. In fact, it's so unlike ice cream that it's considered its own dairy product, basically, its own category of dessert. I've never actually had it before, kulfi. So I'm going to try it out for the first time right now. And that's right. It is much denser than normal ice cream. I'd say you can't really lick it. I mean, I tried to lick it like a conventional ice cream, but really the way to go is to bite it. I got the cream flavor, which is the kind of traditional bare bones variety of kulfi, and it is quite creamy. Wow, I like this a lot. Well, that wraps up another episode. The food was great at Toosso earlier and at Kabob N Karahi. A great day of eating Pakistani food. And if you haven't already done so, and you find this video interesting, and maybe you like what I do around the DMV, the places I take you and the things that I eat, please consider subscribing. Well, until next time, bye-bye. Take care. Thanks for watching.